Hi, everyone. I'm Steffi D.
And I'm Lisa H.
And welcome to Check-In From Away.
This week we are checking in with Come From Away cast members from around the world.
Thanks for joining us. Lisa, how excited am I that today we are doing a Come From Away international episode?
I know, it's so cool. Like, we're chatting with someone who's in California, St. John's, Newfoundland, people in Sydney, Australia, London, England. Literally, we are connecting with the global Come From Away family.
Hello, I'm Alistair Harvey, and I play Nick and Doug in the Come From Away London cast, drinking gin and tonic.
Perfect.
Perfect.
That's the way we like it. It's a little bit too early for us to start drinking here, so.
It's never too early in this profession.
Hi, I'm Astrid Van Weeren. I play, well, we're on a long intermission right now, but I play Beulah on Broadway, and I'm from the original company. I started in La Jolla, did Seattle, Washington, Gander concert, Toronto original company, and then on to Broadway. And I play Beulah and others.
Hi, I'm Christine Toy Johnson. I play Diane in the North American tour.
Hello. My name is Danielle K. Thomas. I'm now Mrs. Banks, actually. And I play Hannah in the North American company of Come From Away.
Hi, everybody. I'm Doug Hansel. I play Kevin T. in the Australian production of Come From Away.
Right now, it is Friday night in Toronto, but it is Saturday morning in Australia.
It is, and it's a bright, sunny day. The sky is out. You've got a lot to look forward to.
Great.
Oh.
Well, I'm happy to hear that the future looks good. Thank you for that.
Yeah, can't look any worse, right?
I'm George Maswell, and I play Claude and others in the Canadian production of Come From Away in Toronto.
Hi, I'm Harry. I play Oz in the West End and originally the Dublin cast of Come From Away.
Hey guys, how are you? I am Josh Breckenridge. I am a standby and the dance captain at Broadway's Come From Away.
Hey, I'm Nick Duckhart. I play Kevin J, Ollie, and others in the North American touring company of Come From Away.
I need to bring some attention to your beard.
Yes.
Because it's pretty freaking amazing.
Thank you very much. My wife is not a fan of it anymore. I think it's getting a little too long for her taste. But what started off as a goatee has grown into this. This is called boredom in quarantine. That's the only reason I'm doing this.
I'm Katrina Bromley, and I play Bonnie in the original Broadway company of Come From Away.
Hi, I'm Zoe Gertz. I play Beverly and Annette and others in the Australian company of Come From Away. It's not quite cold enough to wear this, but I did bring for you guys my Tim Hortons hat and my Sheridan College scarf.
Wow.
Because I like to, stay on theme.
Well, obviously, Lisa, my favorite memory of Come From Away is getting to hang out with you and do Check-In From Away.
One of them would have to be before I even started rehearsals for the show. The producers kind of tricked me into going, you're going to go to the headquarters of Qantas here in Sydney and sing Me in the Sky for all these new pilots as they kind of officially become pilots. And I was like, oh, that's a nice thing to do. And I turned up, and it was actually the International Women in Aviation Conference. And I turned a corner, and there was Beverly Bass that I was meeting for the first time. And I sang the song in front of her and like 300 female pilots from all over the world before we'd even started rehearsals. So that was pretty special.
I've got almost 5 years to pick from. So I would say the very first show in La Jolla for an audience, when we didn't know what we had, we didn't know how magical it was, and just finishing, going to blackout and hearing everybody get up on their feet at the La Jolla Playhouse and kind of having an inkling that something magic was happening.
Opening the tour in Seattle and meeting Nick and Diane in person for the first time, that definitely was one of my favorite memories. And then also we got a chance to spend time with them in their hometown in Houston right before we were put on pause.
I remember the first day in rehearsal where the turntable moved for the first time. and I played obviously Kevin T, but also Garth. And at the end of the Mahamuza bus, that moment was, because it had been such a long time since we got to that point, like, and in the show, I think it's, good 35, 40 minutes before the turntable start. It was just so thrilling.
I think probably the Humboldts, the first kind of big thing that we did to raise money in a crisis. I think just auctioning off those sticks and having Daryl Sittler come and Ken Dryden and all that, that was pretty exciting for all of us, I think, and really galvanizing.
But I remember the very first performance we did when we were in Dublin, it was electric. It was absolutely electric. And we got to the end of the performance, and as soon as we finished and the last bit of music finished and the house lights went down, the roar of sound, like it was a wall of sound that came from the audience. And that was, I've never experienced anything like that before in my life.
We all got to go to Gander and be a part of, we got screeched in, we got to meet Nick and Diane and Claude and everybody involved, and it was just an amazing induction into the family. So probably that moment when we went to Gander itself.
Much like y'all did, to have that opening night curtain call with our real life counterparts next to us is just like the coolest thing ever. And then getting to see them all like at the Holiday Inn for breakfast the next day was bananas, you know?
When we took the show to Gander is hands down the best moment that I've had with that show, because we got to do the show for the people it was about and to get their stamp of approval. And it was like a big homecoming. They welcomed us like it tells in the story.
Thank you for shopping at Walmart. Would you like to come back to my house for a shower?
Nope, can't do it. I don't know. I don't have a favorite line.
Be anxious for nothing.
I think be anxious for nothing.
Beulah telling Oz that she has to go to the Shoppers to get the sanitary napkins.
I think it's a Janice line. I think it's please stop sending toilet paper.
Can I help you with the food?
We would never have met, I'm paraphrasing, if this terrible thing hadn't happened, we would never have met.
Doug, do you see anything flying?
Is tonight we honor what was lost, but we commemorate what we found. I think that's just like the perfect line to end the show.
Hands down, when Corey O'Brien's pants split at the end of the show, and for the entire finale, he had to dance with his underwear showing and like a pocket flapping. Everybody was laughing, and it was the hardest thing to get through the song.
My first moment on as Bob, where I got there and, you know, we're sitting in profile to the audience. Janice says her line. We go down the line, right? And Bob is like second to last before Hannah. And I think I turn and say, my dad is always saying, you know, Bob, you calm down, right? I turn and I said, my dad always says,
Oh no.
blackout. Like the spots just is like zeroed out on my face. Next, abort, abort, abort.
If you stumble on this tiniest word, the London company are not forgiving at all. There's a lot of there's a lot of giggling, and you think, oh, come on, guys, I stumbled on act, and you will feel them, and the pressure is huge.
My favorite thing is if the spotlight operators who have become very good friends of mine, like Peter and Erica, if they miss a pickup, even just slightly, and I don't even necessarily notice, they owe me a beer or a drink.
So we're in the scene with the barbecue scene, and so everyone's on stage, and my dear scene partner Shambly Ferguson, who plays Nick, could not come up with the word barbecue, and so it felt like, 5 minutes, but it probably was 10 seconds. But he finally said, "You're taking my cooker." And then James Earl Jones II, who plays Bob, he was like, did not skip a beat. He said, "This is your cooker?" And so all of us on stage are, that kind of shaking and trying not to laugh.
Whenever one of us forgets something on stage, and we all have to continue and not get in trouble by laughing, or laugh in a way that matters. That's legitimately my favorite part, when we're all on stage like, can we make it work?
I will say that Richard Piper, who plays Claude in our production, is the devil incarnate. and he's the loveliest, most beautiful actor, but he's a cheeky bastard. And not so much mishaps, but just little, sotto voce slips of the tongue to kind of keep you on your toes.
I have a checkbook that's very important at the very end of the show, and we all run on in a frenzy. We're moving stuff like crazy, and I had a new jacket, and the pocket was shallower than the old jacket, and my checkbook fell out, and I bent over to grab it, and I kicked it as I bent over, and it went shooting across the stage. And I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do instead of writing the check, and the check gets passed back through the airplane to me eventually because Steffi found it and saved the day.
Mary, who plays Bonnie, that's the busiest track in terms of like stuff to do and like props and moving stuff and helping people out. And the Bible was missing on the bus, but she's amazing. Like she spots it like before it's even a problem, and she was straight off stage. I mean, broke the fourth wall of the bus. I mean, whatever, doesn't matter. We got the Bible. She was round the stage. She was on stage. The Bible literally slipped into Kevin T's hand as he stood up. So yeah.
When we were in Ottawa, we had a bat problem in the theater. Like there were bats, like live bats in the theater. So we're doing the show, and all of a sudden we're sitting and watching Claude speak, and all of a sudden a bat comes flying at my head. So I'm here, and then I see the bat, and I just kind of do one of this, and you hear the audience audibly gasp because there are bats everywhere. We had to pause the show and like get it under control for a second. They hired a bat guy, and his name, funny enough, was Bruce the Batman. Which is, if you're a Batman fan, Bruce Wayne, Batman, it was perfect. And he just sat there backstage with a huge net, and just whenever he saw a bat, he would try to catch the bat.
What we call a baby chair, which is the little kind of school chair. It has a plastic top. Yeah. So you guys know what I'm talking about. The feet have like a little attachment to the leg, and one of them came off. Right as I went to put the chair down for the first plane. When I'm sitting in it, like it becomes a rocking chair all of a sudden. Like there's no way you can. So I managed to find a way to kind of sit myself and hold the chair. But I like have all the choreography to do and my like jacket coming on and off and all that stuff. Plus I'm laughing hysterically inside because it's too hilarious that this is happening.
One night I was singing Me in the Sky, and my mouth just had like a mini stroke. And instead of singing, suddenly I'm wondering how my parents would feel, I sang, suddenly I'm wondering how my ferrets would feel. So Beverly had pet ferrets.
Wow.
I say hands down probably Bob because I love his journey and he has the funniest lines.
I would like to play Claude just because Paddy Doherty will beat me up if I don't say that.
I'd love to get inside the head and heart of Bob, to have that transformation every night, to go from being afraid and unsure and going to a place of love and acceptance and excitement that people can be so loving to one another.
I love Diane too much. I can't betray her.
Oh.
I do. I love her so much.
Everybody, just so we're clear, like everyone we've interviewed so far has betrayed their own character.
Oh,
It's a toss-up between the mayor or Beth. I'd be fabulous at both of them.
Janice.
Wait, actually?
I don't know.
Like gay diva in me is like Beverly Bass. I mean, who wouldn't want to sing that song? And I think I'd be amazing at Beverly Bass. So
Kevin J is probably my favorite track to do, or Cesar Samayoa, his track on stage, because I feel like it's so diverse. And out of all the characters, you play this local Newfoundlander, Dwight, this one half of a gay couple, Kevin J, and then Ali, this man from Egypt. So it's like very diverse. I think more so than almost any other actor's track on stage. So I really love when I get to go on for him.
Diane. And I love telling this. I love telling this to Christine. It always. I think it kind of like it tickles her a little bit. Christine, who plays Diane on our tour, she it's such a beautiful role, and we love seeing people fall in love on stage, right?
I would choose every one of them. I would like to play everybody once. Absolutely.
Bonnie. I just love Bonnie. She's just this little firecracker of a human being, and so feisty and beautiful the way she cares for the animals. And I'm a big animal lover as well. So yeah, love Bonnie.
Beulah, maybe, because, you know, she Beulah had this funny thing at opening night where, you know, she sort of took me by the hand, like the real Beulah. She took me by the hand. She's like, I gotta meet your parents. I need to know who made you. I was like, it was the most beautiful thing.
We have really started to look at racism in our culture. We have started to look at some serious things. And instead of, in a sense, being in the regular day-to-day, feeling grief, feeling camaraderie, but then moving on into our day, because we have to sit with it, we take the weight of it forward with us every day. And I think that weight has opened up a lot of people's hearts, eyes, minds.
I feel cautiously optimistic that we'll all, you know, get through this together and wear our masks and wash our hands and do what we can so that we can, I would like to hug my parents again soon. And I would like to go back to work and be with all of my friends and share the love of Come From Away.
Maybe we could have like a break and we all go to different casts. I would love that so much. I'll go to Canada for a week.
Fun.
Can we just like sub out?
Yeah. Sub out internationally.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go to Australia.
Yeah.
I think though, like the one thing about our show is that I'll be so interested to observe the way it resonates post-COVID, you know, in how it's received, given that the most recent worldwide calamity won't be 9/11. Do you know what I mean? The most recent calamity will have been COVID, you know? So I wonder if there'll be an element of not distancing from the message of the show, but sort of a sense that is sort of 9/11 is more historic now, but the same elements of kindness and compassion and generosity will probably be even more potent, I think.
You have to do the best that you can with the information that you have and be kind and be generous and be understanding of other people.
I actually had COVID early on. I got the Rona, as we call it. I got her in early March. There were a couple people in our cast that one person in general said that they had it. And so we went to their doctor and got tested, and I found out that I had it. I thought I did, but a lot of doctors said that it wasn't that early on and yada, yada. But luckily I survived, which I'm so blessed. You hear more and more horror stories now, so it just makes me realize how blessed I am.
You know, it's been a little frustrating because I can sense that not everybody in Miami is taking it as seriously. I mean, just the other day, my wife and I were on a walk and we were wearing our masks, and somebody looked at us and was like, whoa, look at those people wearing their masks. And it's just so frustrating because you're like, guys, people are dying here in this city, in your city. Wear your mask, take it seriously. And it just feels like something is going in one ear and out the other here in Florida specifically. And I don't know why.
Living on an island has its challenges. And there have been many times in our like provincial history that it's been the worst part about living in Newfoundland is that you're so isolated from things, but it meant that we were pretty easily able to keep everything out. And because it's an island, I mean, we depended on people traveling to us in order for COVID to come here. And every case that has happened, they can pretty much trace to someone's travel.
We're not having to, you know, we don't have to wear masks and stuff when we go out, but a lot of people are choosing to, which is really nice that people have cottoned on to the idea of it being the kind thing to do. So that's nice to see.
Humanity.
How can you boil it down to one word? Joy. The joy of having that job, the joy of work, the joy of the company, the joy of spreading that message. Joy.
I think it would be electric.
The audience response usually ranges from wow to wow.
Wow or everything. Come From Away, to me, has been everything. All of the laughter, all of the tears, all of the joy, everything.
Nourishing.
Joyful.
I think it's family, because I think my entire experience on and off stage, like when we joined the company, we were the 4th cast, I think. And I felt like we were joining like a family. We were joining something that was set up.
I guess, I mean, I would think like responsibility is a word, I think, because there's a high, for me, it's kind of, and that might be kind of a corny word to use, but for me, it's very literal with the responsibility as not only one of the 12 cast members when I'm on stage, but as one of the 6 standbys, and then even more so as the dance captain of the show.
Unexpected. I was very much in, this is now extending on the one word, unexpected, because when this opportunity came, I was pretty much done with theater. I didn't think I did a second career. I got my real estate license. I was fully expecting never to do this again. It became too hard. And not only did this come to me unexpectedly, but the experience is so astoundingly incredible.
Phenomenal. Do 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 do.
Phenomenal.
Do 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 do. Yeah, no, the whole thing is just, it's been a dream that has come true. And the whole experience has been, I could go on and on and on. It's been life-changing, but phenomenal, I think, sums it up.
Gratitude. I feel so grateful to be a part of this show. And I think that's one of the hardest things that's been with, the last few months.
Thanks for joining us on this week's episode of Check-In From Away.
See you next Tuesday. Cheers.
Cheers. Lisa Humber, which character from Come From Away are you? You got Hannah.
Ooh.
I feel like that makes sense. Like I can see it.
Okay.
Okay, great.
All right, do Zoe next.
Okay. Wait, I'm saving it so we can have it like after the fact. Okay. All right, Zoe, you're next.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do this.
Zoe, which Come From Away character are you? Here we go. Come on. Listen, you're Kevin J. I'm so sorry to tell you this.
I always get a guy. It's always Kevin J or Oz.
Okay.
Which one am I gonna get? Okay, I'm gonna do myself now. Okay, are we ready? Maybe I'll get Janice. Like maybe I'll get Janice. Okay, here we go.
No, you'll get Beverly.
Okay.
You'll get
Oh
Beverly.
my God, I hope so. Okay, here we go. All right. Steffi, which one am I? I got Kevin J too.